Okay, our levels are hidden yellow, so that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, this is kind of an experiment because we learned kind of the hard way at Adventures what happens when you take like 3 really sensitive mics and put them really close together, and the answer is chaos.
Yeah, in our minds, for some reason, the answer was this will work perfectly.
It's the season 1 finale of Artificial Breakdown. Pete and Carrie go down memory lane. Take a walk with them.
Listen, I'm having a lot of deja vu because it's been about a year since our first episode.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is crazy.
It speaks to a very slow editing process, which whoever when we get a new team, we're going to fire the old team.
I can't wait to get a new producer. I remember when we first started doing this, we recorded I think 2 full episodes that just never got published because the mic wasn't on or something wasn't working.
Yeah, look how much has changed.
That's something I can probably guarantee. We'll never stop experimenting and doing dumb shit and hopefully figuring it out by the end.
Yeah, I think it's gotten better. Anyway, we'll see. But it'll be nice to get back to a regular pace, I think. Even though Adventures was super fun.
Super fun. Yeah, that's some very cool people.
Incredible people to talk to. I just find we were a little out of our element with tech, but that's okay. We're figuring it out, and I think if we do it next year, we will be 10 times better.
Yeah, I think we're 2 people who are both fake it till you make it, and when you put 2 of those people in a room, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what's phrase? I love that phrase, building the plane as you fly it.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Oh, really?
That's funny. That's so me.
Yeah, that is 100% my life.
There's a GIF of a dog from an old cartoon, and he's on a train, and he's building the track as it's going, and the train's going. I think it's from an old, Bugs Bunny cartoon or something. But yeah, this is our final season 1 episode.
Yeah. What do you think this might have been a question you had, but when you look back at episode 1 to episode now, what are we on, 15? Do you feel like, oh man, we didn't know what we were talking about? Or do you feel like things just changed really quickly? What are you thinking?
Well, it's kind of funny. I was listening to some clips of episode 1, and and I thought I was going to go in there and be like, oh my God, we sound so stupid. But I think there was a lot of good nuggets in there about where this is all going, and I think we're pretty open about the fact that this was all going to change pretty quickly, and we had no idea where it was going to end up in a year. But yeah, I feel so much more comfortable in front of a mic and sitting here talking for I was like, oh God, must know what I'm talking about, and now I'm like, no, I don't. What about you? When do you find the biggest difference?
Yeah, I don't know. I think going into it, I really had no idea. That was the whole point of this for me, was to learn. So yeah, I still feel like there's so much of it I don't know, but there's, it's been good. Just having, listening to it from a bunch of different angles just makes you realize how it can be everywhere. The fashion episode where we talked about, I was like, how would AI really be in this? But, it may not be in the actual crafting of materials or the service items yet, but it's in the background as far as, the CRM and the operating software and the accounting and all that kind of stuff can be automated. So it can kind of go anywhere.
Totally.
Which is cool.
That's so true. Yeah, we talked to a really wide range of people.
Sorry, I have the squeakiest chair. Every time I move in it, it's just sounds like an old haunted house door.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. Timely.
Yes. Yeah. Halloween episode.
Right.
Oh my God, if you were going to dress up as AI for Halloween, what would that look like?
Oh, interesting. I think I
could see that being a costume this year.
Yeah, I'd just talk a lot and be super positive, and my name would be Claude or something.
Just a little badge. Yeah. That's the best idea I've ever heard. Yeah. Just say that to everybody.
Wow, you've really thought this through.
Yeah, this is very polished, very well written.
Yeah. Or you could wear aviator glasses and like a little scarf and go as a co-pilot.
That's so good. And you freeze up and break down every once in a while.
Love
I
Love
cannot
it.
complete your request.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there's got to be costumes already in development.
I never even thought of that. That's funny.
It's pretty funny.
Costumes in development.
Yeah.
You can find it on our store at artificialbreakdown.com. Jokes.
Okay, let's talk about favorite episodes. Any stand out for you?
I mean, my favorite, and the one that comes up the most when I ask people what their favorite episode was, of the two people that I know who've listened to every single episode that we have,
Nice.
Is the one with Mike and Sammy, where we talked about AI and play. I think that really struck a chord with people, including myself. I think about it all the time now, especially when it comes to like teaching and learning. And obviously we're still doing AI adoption internally here, and that's something we're going to be offering our clients and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, how do we do that and make sure it actually works and it sticks? And it's just this idea of play just keeps coming up. And I think they really captured it.
Yeah, it's a little evergreen, I think, because that's going to be probably, I would imagine, a theme forever.
Yeah.
As far as how do you get involved? Well, you got to play with it. You can't just wait for everything to be sorted out, because I don't think it's such early days. I don't think there's any like definitive, like, here's your go-to to learn everything. It's just everyone's creating little mini courses all over the planet. And
Totally.
And it's still hard to even figure out unless you actually get your hands dirty.
Well, and then also it's like, when you think of, if you're using this tool for whatever you're using it for, a course might be teaching you about something completely different, like for a business or for a marketing or, whatever. And you're just trying to use it to, I can't think of a single example now for some reason, but you need to play with it to see how it works for your purposes.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. I know you didn't ask what I'm going to ask anyway.
Please.
Myself. Yeah. What was my favorite episode?
Yeah. Oh, you're not interviewing me on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Peter, what was your favorite episode?
Good question. Let me see. Let me think. Yeah, there's a few. There's so many that kind of changed how I thought about stuff. Like Nagy with his
Dave Nagy. That's another top one.
Yeah, with the environmental impacts, it's just a factor having considered. Like when you think of electronic stuff, I just never go to like environmental impact, but the implications are incredible. So that was cool. I really liked Tailwind when they talked about unconscious incompetence. I've been using that a lot.
Yes. Which
I love that phrase. It's like, it's me in so many ways. But the idea of like, where there's some saving grace, I think, with some of these things is that if you don't understand the industry or the vertical well enough, then you can't even ask the questions you need to ask to get kind of AI working for you. So that's the unconscious incompetence. And then once you kind of do figure that out, then you can be more effective. But it still speaks to having industry experts, or in our case, like marketers, who could actually talk to AI and understand the questions they would need to figure out in order to uncover something like a brand or something like that. Because the average person is going to go directly to make me a logo, give me a color palette, and you're going to skip most of that brand building, and you're going to end up in a kind of probably the wrong place for a company, right? Totally. So I think there's that gives me some comfort around that stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like if somebody was going to build a custom GPT, I think about this all the time. If somebody was going to build their own custom GPT for their tone of voice, it's like, well, do you have a tone of voice? Do you have a tone of voice doc that somebody's actually built that makes sense for you and your company? Or are you just like, right in the tone of voice of this company?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you said, you have to be able to ask the right questions. And ask the right questions, but also be able to look at the output from that expert lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I chatted with Scott, who we almost had on in season 1, which we should get back. And he was talking to me. Have you heard this concept of taste?
Like the concept of taste.
I'm sure you've heard of the concept of taste. As opposed to AI, this one guy was talking about, I should figure out who it was, but he's saying that is the difference, is taste. So,
right.
So when you like ChatGPT will be like, okay, I've come up with 5 different campaigns. What do you think? Like, which one should I run with? And you're like, whoa, like, you need someone to be like, this is good, this is not good. Like, there's something off with this, or this is, I've seen this before, or whatever. It's just this, it's almost this intangible of like someone who is really, really good at their craft being able to be like, this looks like shit, this looks good. Like, I think this is good. And whatever that is taste, right?
Yes.
And I think that's what's lacking a little bit right now. Because you look at it, it's like, I will run with any of these. It's like a race car, just like revving its engine, waiting to go. And you're like, no, wait. Like, these aren't good, right? But it would go if you just let it.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. Because we don't totally know how AI works still, and it's evolving faster than we can even comprehend. But there is something we know, which is its purpose is to give you an answer. So if you say, give me 5 campaign ideas, and it gives you 5 campaign ideas, you need that taste level, or else you're just people who aren't maybe, trained in marketing or trained in creating campaigns are going to look at that and be like, oh, these are 5 great ideas. I like this one. And clearly this is a good answer because AI gave it to me. And it's like, that to me is such a big red flag. It's like, just because AI gave you an answer doesn't mean it's good. And especially when it comes to stuff like that. You need that taste, you need the experience, you need everything behind it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The other episodes that I liked was, I really loved the music one.
Yes, James O'Brien that one blew my mind. That made me want to move to LA and work in AI music.
Oh yeah, he was such a cool guy, and and that was such a great topic. Just AI and music. There's so many areas that you're like, wow, yeah, of course this has got a massive implication to it.
Well, and it's another topic where you assume it's like, okay, AI and music means somebody's making AI music, boo. But it's like, then you talk to him and it's like, no, it's about so much more than that. Yeah, it's about ensuring that you can still sit down and make music on your own as a human and jam and hang out and preserve the humanness of music.
Yeah, and I like the thought of, out of that one, what I liked was just like, oh yeah, perhaps maybe the silver lining of this is like, it's going to force us to do more things together. Like, we've been being separated ever since phones came out, and now maybe this is the impetus to start to come together more, because that's our safe space, right? Like doing live performances or coming together for drinks or a campfire or something like that. Those are safe spots for us.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, I think there's this craving. This was my other deja vu. When our first episode, I was talking about going on the solo camping trip that I do every year without any technology, etc. And I'm about to go on that tomorrow. And I have such a craving to be away from technology. Not all the time, but like, you need that break. And I feel like more and more people are, you're sitting around a campfire, leave your phones in the house. Like, like, how nice is that? It's just like, you can sense it in people too. So it's like, oh. Even when you rebooted your computer earlier, you sat back, you took a breath. It's like, finally.
That 1 minute of freedom.
And it boots back up and you're like, shit.
Yeah. I was just checking my watch.
But yeah, that was a good reminder from him of like, yeah, don't use it for, well, and this is a phrase I've been trying to say a lot, especially at the office and just with people in general who are kind of freaking out about it. It's like, this tool will do what you want it to do. If you ask it to do stuff and you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe AI is doing this for me. It's like, well, don't ask it to. Ask it to do the stuff you want it to do.
Yeah.
So that you can focus on the stuff that you want to focus on as a human.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you start to kind of bake it into your daily life, and it does really make things better. Like, we're trying to find a used car at the moment, and it is so great for that.
Yeah, hey?
Just cutting through all the bullshit out there, because most of the stuff out there is written from the perspective of a seller, right? So
interesting.
You don't know what to believe, right? You can't really trust, the garages out there, and because everyone's got an agenda and there's all biased, and it's not like AI is not biased too, right? But it's still at the moment an objective view on like what a good used car is, because it's not selling cars, right?
Because that's factual.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the stats, here's what it's worth.
Yeah.
Here are the things that maybe take the price up or down.
Exactly. There was, I really liked Mohammed, the one about the education. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yes.
Like, it was good to hear around a couple things. One, I love the notion around, okay, when you're learning math, you don't use a calculator. But when you're going out to the world, obviously you do, right? The same with AI. When you're trying to learn English or, some of these basics, you shouldn't be using AI. But then at some point in schools, you should be armed with AI, because when you get out of school, you're going to be expected to know this. So that, like, when to use it, when not to use it was making sense to me.
Totally. Well, especially when you think of like kids this day and age, they're going to learn how to use it. They're going to figure it out. Would you rather they learn that from a trusted teacher, or would you rather they learn that from each other and then they end up on all these super scary chatbot sites specifically made for kids that are not guardrailed at all?
Right.
It's a friggin' disaster.
Yeah.
In my personal humble opinion.
Well, and I liked his thought around, hey, use it as much as you want, but know that the final exams are going to be AI free.
Right.
So you got to know it. You can use it however you need to do to learn. I think that's more university level stuff, but that's where my kids are now, right? Which is like, okay, yeah. So it's cool to see that schools aren't completely shying away from it. But
no, and it's interesting because I think there are a lot of people or a lot of teachers in a lot of places like education districts and stuff that like they're leaning into it, but some of them are still they don't know what they're leaning into. So
yeah, right.
But that's why, because that's another one of my favorite episodes was the episode we had with Stephanie from Amy, because then you get these companies like Amy who are all about AI literacy, and they're about making sure that everybody gets a chance to learn how to use these tools to help themselves.
Yeah.
Which I think is just the most important thing in the world right now is AI literacy for everybody.
It feels like,
and like in education.
When, my mom can't use text, it's like, oh man, I wish she'd kept up a little bit. And that's where, like, I think that this could easily be a huge gap if we don't stay up to date. I'm just speaking as an old parent, but this could be the gap where it's like, I can't keep up to my kids because I'm not latching on to this technology now that feels scary and strange and wild and wonderful. And that's like easily slip out of my fingers. Right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's kind of like because how we use it is going to be so much different than how the youths use it. And it's like, but how the youth uses it and how, say, kids like my nephews who are, 7 and 9, how they use it is how the world's going to use it moving forward. And they're going to think of ways to use it that we never would.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gotta keep talking with them. What are you doing over there? Can you show Auntie Carrie what you're doing?
Yeah.
She's got to talk about this on her podcast.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Like, I found the whole thing was, like, again, there were so many guests that were, it was great to see how everyone was leveraging it and using it in their own space. But yeah, I'm hoping that we have another round next year and just keep growing. As far as my biggest revelation, I think was probably it started with Carl. I don't think I really understood it, but agents was a big deal for me.
Right, yeah.
Once you figure out.
Yeah, you're on quite the
little agent
the
Yeah.
path. Yeah.
I find that that made a lot of sense. Once I kind of unpacked what agents actually do, suddenly things opened up a fair bit for me. So I think that's been helpful. And that was the spark of it, was Carl starting to kind of unpack it a little bit. Yeah,
and I think we've both met with Carl individually after that, and it's fascinating what these agents could potentially be doing. Yeah, exactly. It's just essentially the chaining of all this stuff together is the agent part of it. But that was crazy. Any tips, tricks like that you've learned over the year that you think that anyone using this stuff should try? I got one that I was just like, a buddy of mine told me about this. With ChatGPT, you can create custom GPTs, but you can also just put in instructions for the overall GPT. Right.
And on my personal one, I stuck in a little thing, 2 things. One, get rid of M dashes because it's such a giveaway.
Oh, God, it's brutal. You know where I see it all the time? Dating apps.
Oh, my God.
So many people, it's such a dead giveaway. Somebody's answer will have this huge M dash in it. And I'm like,
there's
no way, that's not on your keyboard on your phone. Like, what?
I like long walks dash.
It'll be like
sitting by the fireplace.
Because they have the little prompts in there, and it's like dating me is like, and it's like dating me is like a long walk on the beach, M dash, fun and what sandy. Like I don't know, it's so dumb.
It's like you don't even care.
You don't even care. You can't even write your own answers in this friggin' thing.
The other thing is a percentage. So I get it to like at the end of every answer, give me a percentage of how confident you are that this is the right answer.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's super good. Because you see it, you come by it 90%. Like that's all it does is at the end of everything. It's just like, this is 90%. But if you see a like 60% or 70%, you're starting to be like, oh, okay. So
does it give you a lower number sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, I like that one. So it was not my idea. It was a friend of mine. But it was a brilliant idea.
That's interesting. Yeah, my personal one is full of recipes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll be sitting at home being like, I want a chocolate cookie, but I want it to be healthy and I don't have any oats. And I'll like put in all these ingredients and it'll give me a little cookie recipe.
Oh, yeah. What's the one you did the other day with? You swapped something
Oh,
out.
I made a grapefruit cardamom sugar cookie. And I had originally asked it a while back because I did an orange cardamom cookie. And then I was like, okay, what about if I put grapefruit instead? And it's like, well, grapefruit's more potent, so I would use less zest and less juice. And they turned out friggin' amazing.
Oh, they sound good.
I mean, they were amazing. Next time I'll bring you some.
Too bad you didn't bring any in, but, whatever.
It's fine. I took them to my other job. That and I'm a huge custom GPT fan. Mm-hmm. I like it because you can build it and you decide what goes into it. Especially, our work one, we have the memory off for a lot of different reasons, for safety and whatever else. But within that ChatGPT, or the custom GPT, sorry, you can maintain all of that stuff and it learns. And you can go back in and be like, hey, remember that thing you did?
Yeah.
Can you do that again? And I just find it's so much better than training a chat every single time.
Right.
So I'm a huge fan of the custom GPTs.
Yeah, it makes so much sense if you're a business or if you work for multiple clients or you're touching different brands to like pack all that stuff in so you don't have to keep iterating. Oh, remember this. And
totally. And like I said, if we have clients where we've written them a tone of voice and a brand doc that needs that expert, needs that taste. And then you put those into a custom GPT, you're laughing. But it's all based on stuff that I know is solid.
Yeah.
And it's making a lot less stuff up. Yeah. And that's something I've started putting into. We got a really good prompt. What was it called? A prompt. I was going to say prompt uplifter. I'm a writer.
Fuck, that sounds amazing.
But basically that's what it does. It's a prompt that helps you.
Optimizer.
A prompt optimizer. Thank you. Which is such a fusion. I love optimizer.
I like uplifter.
Yeah. So this prompt uplifter just makes you feel good. It's just, no, it helps optimize your prompt and it helps reduce hallucinations. And yeah, I quite like it.
Cool. Does that work for image prompts?
Yeah, for sure. I'll send it to you.
It's funny.
I'll send it to all of you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks on behalf of everybody. I've noticed that, especially with video, how specific you need to get.
Oh yeah. Hey, how's your video exploration going?
Good. Yeah, it's a little lacking at the moment, but it was good. I had a prompt. It's like a page long of what I wanted it to do, and it's funny. There's a lot of variation. Yeah, and so when you think about the future, this is the stuff that gets me excited / a little nervous, but it feels like the agent building feels like early days. It's very kind of techy and a little bit chaotic, but as you can imagine these things growing, they talk about, hey, like personal software, where it's like, okay, I don't need an Outlook to manage my email. I can just visualize my software anytime I want. So I can have Peter's version of Outlook and I can customize it any way I feel like, and it's going to show up just for me. No one else is going to have this software. It's just my as needed software, and I can change it on the fly and be like, oh, I want this to move like this and that and that. So it's when they talk about like the threat to SaaS software, it's a bit of that, right? Where it's like, okay, we don't necessarily need to have a defined piece of software that has to be work for everybody. You can just generate stuff that works just for you on the fly, which is exciting from a customer point of view.
Well, depending on the type of customer you are, yeah. Because I used to work for TELUS, and kind of in the iPhone boom, and I remember people would come in, and this was always kind of our sales pitch. They're like, "Well, I don't know which smartphone I want. Do I want an iPhone or do I want a Samsung?" Because those were kind of the two options at the time, and that this was kind of the sales pitch we would always say is like, "Well, iPhone is intuitive, and it gives you what you need, but you can't really adjust anything, and Samsung is a lot more customizable." Right. And you can change the colors, you can change the whatevers. And then, depending on who the customer was, they're like, oh yeah, well, I want to be able to customize all that, which was me. Right. I'm still not on an iPhone.
Right.
Bless. Yeah. And then there's people who are like, nope, just give me this thing that'll tell me how to do it. And I don't want any options. I just want the technology. So yeah, it's interesting because I think for, somebody like you and me who wants something more customizable, it's like, well, now the options are going to be pretty endless.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like things are going quick. So I'm really curious to see this time next year what we're talking about, because I have no idea. I don't think anyone does.
No.
It may not even be us.
No, well, I mean, we're not cyborgs yet. But if it doesn't happen by next year, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Yeah,
I'm still waiting for my car to drive me around. It still hasn't happened.
We still no hoverboards.
I know. There's a lot of work to be done. No jetpacks.
No jetpacks. AI would probably be like, jetpacks seem pretty unsafe. We're actually not going to make those.
We've determined that you're not smart enough to handle jetpacks.
This is outside of our community guidelines. You're not allowed to do this.
So anyone you were hoping to, or any kind of topics you're thinking about for next year?
There's so many people I want to have back on. I'd love to have Scott back on.
I'd like to get Nagy back. I think there's some new stuff he wants to talk about.
Dave Nagy would be great. Obviously, Mike and Sammy would be cool to see what they're up to, because I think they've been doing a lot of really cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He met Harry Potter. Well, I shouldn't say he met Harry Potter. He met Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, shit.
He did a magic trick for Daniel Radcliffe. I saw it on LinkedIn. I was like, you're so cool.
I just want to hear that part.
You're so cool. Yeah, it'll just be mostly a Harry Potter themed episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to talk agents. I'd love to have some people on to talk agents. I'd love to talk more about education, maybe like younger childhood education. I think would be really interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
And obviously I love having the artists on. I'd love to talk to more people who are incorporating this into not necessarily their art, but how they're maybe running their art business with it.
Yeah.
Or people who are incorporating it into art. I think that would be very cool. What about you?
I agree. I'd like to talk to more businesses to understand a little bit about how they're incorporating it or not, right? Government, even though it sounds a little boring, I think it would be kind of fun to understand what they're thinking a little bit.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, totally.
Or quasi-government.
That freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm so freaked out. They're going to be like, what? No, what's AI?
But it was interesting. I did talk to one guy, just, as far as like, there's going to be some stuff that I think is, no matter how quickly this stuff goes, there's things that are embedded, especially in government. But you think of like fintech, right? I had a good chat with Scott about this, where it's like, okay, if things go down for a day, it's millions of dollars on the line, right? So the idea that it's going to just instantly replace a bunch of like very complex software that has had like tons of stakeholder engagement and testing and all kinds of like authentications and all types of things that are going on, like to replace that instantly with AI software, I think is a fair ways off, just because the risk involved and the actual hoops that you have to go through to get this stuff through. It's not just build it and launch it.
Totally. And stakes are high.
Right.
And I mean, that's why we've seen that too. Like you have a smaller company or a smaller agency, it can adopt these things so much faster. But yeah, when you start getting into these huge corporations and global, it's like, how do you make sure that this is going to be used? And make sure it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe it's better if we just don't. Like I'm starting to understand that a little bit more. Like, not that I think that's the right answer, but now when people are like, ooh, I don't know, AI is a little risky. I do have some grace for, these bigger corporations where it's like, no, it's a pretty huge risk because if it doesn't work, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Whereas just a smaller place, it's like, if it doesn't work, we just pivot.
Right.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, still software development, and software development comes with risk all the time.
True.
So it is interesting to see where it all goes. But yeah, I don't know. And
okay, let's say we take this exact clip a year from now.
Prediction?
What's your prediction? What do you think is going to happen in a year?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's fall 2026.
What are we look back on and laugh? But I think I do think e-commerce in AI will be next. My thought. They talked about, hey, you can give your AI agent or bots or whatever money to play with. Right. So you could essentially be like, okay, I'm hungry. And it goes well, I know on Thursdays you tend to eat pizza, so I'll just go buy pizza for you and get it delivered to you and it kind of arrive at your door in 20 minutes. Right. Like that sort of thing where it's got the autonomy to go buy stuff. And it's a huge shift from a marketing point of view, because the second that happens, which I don't think is far away, then our audiences as marketers is people and agents. Like it's not just people.
Right. You talk B2C, B2B, and now people are talking B2A, B2AI. And then really you're talking AI to AI.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a really interesting moment. We've been beating around that whole like searchability, because if it is AI looking for stuff, then search is going to be product,
AIO.
Big deal.
That's a lot of my research this week.
Yes. So yeah, interesting. And then I don't know. Like, I think the worry, of course, is like, okay, we've just got ChatGPT 5 come out at this point, which is PhD level, they said, although there were some hiccups with it.
Yeah, I'd say there's some hiccups. And to me, it felt a bit like, it's been shooting up like this, and it felt like it went like this a little bit.
A little off kilter.
But it is still obviously growing, and it's, PhD level thinking.
So we're on the verge of next, which is PhD level is as high as we get as humans. So what is the next going to outstrip human intelligence, which is crazy to me, right? So if it gets to that, and then the snowball effect of like AI making AI could potentially happen.
Yes. But I guess my question with that is, if we're training these tools on collective human intelligence, how can it possibly get smarter than a human? Even the most smartest of humans with the most information and all the data.
Yeah, I don't know if we know how to answer that, because we're not smart enough. But I think it's
probably ask ChatGPT.
Probably doable. Yeah, I think it's just it's such a runaway, because as a human, you've only got your own life experiences and your age and time that you get with your life to learn things, right? So you can, like, if I wanted to read every book there was, I couldn't. I could maybe read, I don't know, a book a week or whatever the pace would be. Mm-hmm. That's the limit of me, right? And I can't be everywhere on the earth. I don't know what lots and lots of countries are like. I don't know what the tons of history that's gone on. There's so many things that I can't do in the lifetime that I've got. Whereas this could potentially get it all, right? Like, it's got all the literature ever written, every website that's ever been out there, every video, like it can consume everything. So its ability to like grow and become more intelligent is infinitely higher than any human could possibly be.
And you thought we were too stupid to answer that.
So
that was a great answer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I just like, it's funny because that's when we that whole talk about creativity is like, is creativity just a regurgitation of your experiences in your life that you are like, okay, I like these ideas because I've seen them somewhere in my subconscious, and then they come out again. But again, limited to my own life experiences.
Right, which is why it's art. right?
Right.
Because that's coming from such a personal place. And then if other people see that and have some sort of connection with it, and then they create something, that's like this whole thing of art. And then, you throw AI into it and it's like, whoa.
So it'll be an interesting year to see how we all fit into things, but who knows?
Yeah. I think we're going to start seeing it in just popping up more and more in every space. Not that it already hasn't, but even all those, I think there's still these people who are like, well, it has no place in welding, And it's like, well, it does have a place probably in the business process and in the planning and in your administration and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, running the business is always a spot for it, I think, at the moment. All right. Well, good work. That was a lot of work.
This is also our first episode of us being in the same room together.
Right, yeah, it's weird.
So we've come a long way. I've come from down the hall to here.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Well, I can't wait till season 2.
Me neither. Yeah, excited. So until then, if you have any ideas, our 2 listeners, feel free to...
Yeah, this is for Heather and Rolly.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hear anything specific, you let us know.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
That's a wrap for today's breakdown. If you have any thoughts or questions, drop us a comment or message us on social media. If you enjoyed today's chat, why not subscribe so you don't miss another episode? Thanks for tuning in. Stay charged out there.